So, tonight we're going to talk about the creator and how that relates to our lives. So, the creator archetype is the one that we use to manifest or create our reality around us. So, like, often with the creator, we think of things like artists or musicians. They create. Is typically what people would think. But the thing is everyone has a different way of creating things, right? We all give birth to things in the world, whether it's children or a painting or a pottery or book or whether it's um, joy that you give to others in spending time with them. Um, we all have different things that we like to create. Some people that you wouldn't typically think of as being creative are people who, use code to build websites. You tend to think of them more as not creative, or they use math to build buildings. Um, we all have our own ways of being creative. You just have to look at what it is that you like to create in the world. And that's your creator side. Okay? And then it also relates to, if you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, right? That's based on common quantum physics principles, right? Where we create our own reality around us. Like what you focus on is what you create around you. So if you're focused on I can't, I won't, I shouldn't, um, I don't have enough, I can't do this, I shouldn't do that, you know, those are thoughts that you're using to manifest your reality around you. Okay? So, and that's creating the matrix that you're living in. Um, it's when we believe that we don't have any locus of control in the world that we manifest negatively, and that's the shadow side of the creator. Um, and when we understand that we control how we interact with the world and our attitude towards it, and that affects the things that we bring into our life every day. Like if you're telling yourself, I can, I will, I should, I do, if you're telling yourself those things every day and you're putting forth the effort to follow those beliefs, then you're going to create positive things in your world. So, like, I'm going to give an example and tell you a story about me. So, there was a time where I had worked really, 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 really hard, right? And I brought myself up out of um, basically poverty. Like I was a single mom with one kid. I was living with my mom, and we lived in this small 2-bedroom house um, that was like, um, well, it was a fire trap, basically. Like, um, when we moved out, like a couple weeks after we moved out, I guess there was a mouse chewed through the wires and the house caught on fire. So yeah, that was where I lived, and I worked really hard and I focused on what I could do and what I had control on in my life, and I built my life up to where I had a nice 3-bedroom house, and we had nice things. I got a new car, all kinds of things like that. I felt comfortable and not, I was kind of more up to middle class, right? So I wasn't poor anymore. I didn't need food stamps or medical card or any of that. I had insurance and took care of everything myself. And then I got sick. And so that focus on my locus of control, like I stopped focusing on things that I could do, and I started focusing on I can't, I shouldn't, I won't, I don't, I don't have enough money, I don't know how to do this, I can't do this on my own, and then I kind of lost everything that I worked really hard to build. And so the more I thought that, like the more I lost. So I lost my house and I had to move into a trailer. And so I had the trailer and I was like, well, at least I still have a yard. And then I kept having that thought, I lost my unemployment. And then uh, I injured my pelvis. And I kept having that. I can't, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this myself. Like my thoughts were focused on manifesting negative. So it kept getting smaller and smaller. So I ended up in a small 2-bedroom apartment with me and my 3 kids, and like me and my boyfriend were going through a hard time and not getting along, and like everything kept being, I can't, I don't, I shouldn't, I can't do this. And so I kept manifesting more and more negative, and I basically manifested myself back into where I was living in housing on food stamps and thought that I couldn't do anything. No matter how many jobs I applied for, I never got hired. And it's not like I wasn't qualified for the jobs, because I had been working jobs that demanded far more of me before that. But because I kept saying I can't, I would go into job interviews and not have the confidence to get the job. So I was manifesting negatively because I was telling myself, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. I'm not good enough. That's another thought that goes through a lot of people's minds. Hi, Sarah. That tells them, that they manifest negatively because they think they're not good enough to manifest good things. And so that's how the creator manifests as a shadow side. But then I realized what was going on in my life and what I was doing. So I started manifesting positive things. I manifested a better relationship with my boyfriend. I focused on the positive of our relationship and started thinking about, I can do this, I will do this, and I got a better apartment that had more space. And then I got a much better job that paid way better. And so then, I manifested myself into, now we live in a 3-bedroom house with a nice big backyard, and the kids can run around. And I basically have gotten back to where I was before. I brought myself up to that. And now I'm working on focusing on the good and the positive. I can, I will, I do, so that I can create better things. Like, for example, doing this. Because before I did this, I was like, and my boyfriend will tell you, it's kind of funny. Like, he has been telling me to live stream for my business for like 2 years, right? I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't do it. I kept saying, I can't do that. Live streaming is kind of scary. But then I started telling myself, I can, I do, I will. And now it's easy. It's not scary at all. Like, I can talk to you guys, and I don't feel like I can't do it. I can do it because I've told myself that, and I've manifested that ability in myself. And so I've created that in my world around me. I've created my matrix. And, the more you focus on what you can do, and you can keep bumping up that level, you can do more and more things. What you believe, you can create. And that's kind of the basis of the idea behind the creator. And then there's a high level awakened creator, where you start creating the things that you feel you are meant to do in life. Like, you feel you have an ultimate purpose to bring something into the world. And that's where your divine creator self comes in. Yeah. So that's kind of the long and the short of the creator. Comment below and like tell me ways that you've manifested things in your life, whether they're negative or positive. Like, look at it and think about, well, how did I bring this into my life? How did I create the life around me? What did I do? What did I think? What did I believe? What did I tell myself? What did I, What was my running script in my head telling me about myself that brought me to where I am now? Okay? um, and so we'll do an exercise for tonight to help you tap into your creator side. Is So you're going to imagine that you have a magic wand and you can just wave it over the world and create your life exactly as you want it right now. Okay? Whatever you want in your life, that's manifested in your matrix around you right now. And you're going to look at, just imagine how it feels, how it sounds, smells, tastes, what kind of food are you eating? What kind of drink are you drinking? What kind of clothes are you wearing? What kind of house are you living in? What kind of car are you driving? How do the seats on the car feel? Are they leather? Are they cloth? How does the wind feel as roll down the window and drive down the road? If you're sitting in your backyard out in the sunlight, how does that feel? Or in your pool, or you have your own basketball court. And imagine all the sensations of those things and just kind of sit and enjoy that and realize that you can create what you want in your life. You just have to change the scripts that are in your head. You have to change the focus where your locus of control is. Where you think that you don't have control over your life. You have to take your power back in your life and say, I can do that. I will do that. I'm going to do that. I'm doing that right now. You're, you, it's taking back your sense of control over your own life and realizing that you can create your reality around you. We can't control everything in life and in the matrix that exists around us, but we can control our attitudes towards it. And it seems like such a small thing, but it really isn't. It's a huge thing that can absolutely change your world, is when you change your mind. So I'm going to end it on that note. And it was great talking to you. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye.